Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Coming back with some more fun topics. One of the things I really want to talk about today is kind of in the same vein as yesterday. So we talked yesterday about how your negative self-talk really just destroys you. It brings you down, and there's enough in this world that brings us down. But just as important as the inside self-talk, the outside self-talk and what you say to other people is just as important. A little history about me. I have 4 kids. My life is insane, and it's very easy to have bad things coming out of my mouth a lot. And I can tell you right now, I fell into the trap of bad stuff just coming out all the time. And I started to surround myself around people who did not have bad things coming out of their mouth and who helped build me up. Because what that has done for me is it's completely changed my family's legacy. So my kids know if anybody comes over, and you could ask them at any point, how we talk in our house, and they'll say, if it isn't encouraging, motivating, or inspiring, don't say it. All of them, down to my 3-year-old, they all say it. And the reason why is because there's so many times that if we have bad self-talk in our head and somebody else says something bad to us, it just exacerbates it, right? And my home, I want to be a sanctuary for people. When they come, I want them to feel safe. I want them to feel inspired. I want them to feel good about themselves. And I want to leave them better than when I found them. So I didn't realize how strong this was until I got my daughter's Mother's Day gift this year. And I really want to share this because I didn't know if what I was saying to my kids about being encouraging, motivating, inspiring, and I changed my own words to them, and I didn't realize, guys, that it's working. And it came out in this gift that my daughter gave me for Mother's Day. Erin Coat, if you ever get on and see this, this was the coolest Mother's Day gift you could ever have the students make, because they had to come up with 52 reasons why they love us. And, you get the, I love it when you give me money for school, or I love it when you write me kind cards. But what stopped me dead in my tracks, and I literally cried, is she said, I love it when you say happy to help when I need you. I'm going to start crying now. Because I've noticed my kids have started to say it. But I didn't realize that just those words, happy to help, when they ask me if I could help them, I always say that to them, guys. Those words, happy to help. And I say that to my friends, and the legacy that I'm leaving, I'm hoping to leave for anybody that I've touched. If you've ever asked me for help and I was able to do it, and I would say happy to help, that's just those words. And that means a lot, obviously, to a 9-year-old. If it means a lot to a 9-year-old, could you imagine what it might feel like for somebody else in your life? And that's just kind of how I roll. The other thing she said, which I thought was really cool, is, I love how you always look on the bright side of life. You're talking about a woman who's dealt with postpartum and who's been depressed for so long, on and off, not by any choice of my own, obviously, because depression is not a choice, but my daughter tells me that I look at the bright side of life, and that it's really cool. And so in looking at these cards and thinking about my life, I wonder for you, what would your kids say about you? Are you breathing life into whoever you talk to? Or are you letting that negative self-talk, sorry, I'm getting all teary-eyed. Are you letting that negative self-talk that's in your head come out your mouth? Because I could tell you right now, when it comes to my kids, I'm not perfect. I yell. You can ask my neighbors. They probably hear me all the time. But I have children who say things like, thank you for encouraging me. I don't know a lot of 9-year-olds who use the word encouraging, but that's my word. That's my life word. It's something that I've learned over the past 2 years from church and everything, and it's been amazing, just the changes that has come in my house since I've changed my inner voice and I've started to change my outer voice. It's a process, guys. It's not going to happen overnight, but you could start to change those voices in your head. And I don't mean the crazy voices. I just mean the voices in your head when you're telling yourself, I can't work out. Ask yourself, how can I work out? Or I can't say no to a cookie. Well, can I have just a little bit of the cookie? Or whatever the case may be. I always go to fitness, but it could be anything. This isn't about fitness. This is just about you changing your mindset to tell yourself you can do whatever you put your mind to. And if you can't, tell yourself you'll find a way. And then when you start to change that mindset in your head and you start thinking more positively in your head, then you'll get the most awesome Mother's Day cards to validate that what you feel like you're doing and what you felt like maybe wasn't working really is. And your kids will pass that legacy down, hopefully, to their kids, and so on and so forth. And who doesn't want to have a family line of positivity and encouragement? Because I know that where we were a few years ago, that's not where we're headed. And now, thanks to just everything in my life, these cards will always remind me that I'm on the right path, and they will sit on my desk and I will look at them on my down days. So if you've watched this far, thank you so much for watching. And, I just pray for you that you have positive thoughts, peace in your heart, and encouraging words to share with anybody you meet. Thanks so much, guys. Go forth and be encouraging.